All right. Good morning, everybody, or afternoon. This is a different time for us to do these open office hours, so we're going to experiment with this time frame through the end of the year. Let us know your thoughts on it. Is it better for you? Is it worse for you? We would love to get your feedback just to see if the 11 a.m. Eastern slot is better than the 2 p.m. Eastern slot. So far, I'm liking it because we get the live stream done and out of the way, and I have the afternoon to what I need to do.
I was going to say the same thing. And I also want to add, I have a head cold. I probably sound a little bit different. I hope it's not grating to you all. I hope that I cannot get into coughing spells while we're in here. If we are, I'm going to hopefully be able to mute myself, or Sam maybe can mute me. And if it's really terrible, I'll definitely re-record some of the stuff we talk about here for dark mode websites and all that stuff. But also, I realized we're going to have a daylight savings time interruption in the middle of this. So the 11 a.m. will become fall back. So it'll become an hour earlier even for people outside of the US. So that will be interesting.
That will be interesting.
Yeah.
We were actually talking about that this morning of when does the time change. And I think it's in November sometime. I think we have one more, maybe two more at this hour, but then Coding with Sam would also be kind of an hour earlier too. And that's already pretty early. It's 9 a.m. Eastern on a Friday. So that's
it'll be hard the first time we do it, and then we'll be okay.
Jim from Fort Lauderdale, please tell me you are doing well from the hurricane. I was so worried about you last night. I did send you a DM in our community Slack because I was like, oh no, Jim is down there. I know he is. So I hope you're doing well. I hope everything's okay. And to all of those affected by Milton and Helene, I hope everybody is making it as much as they can. And doing good.
It's a good shout out to our Slack community, Sam. If you're watching and you want to be more in touch with us in these kinds of ways, we do have a Slack community. If you visit our website, go to /Slack. It's free for anyone to join. It's a free community. We don't do technical support there, but we provide links to documentation, guidance, and just rich in conversations about the businesses you're running. And I was messaging with Sam last night. It's interesting to have this community and be building it out and have these virtual relationships with you, knowing where you're based, knowing if you're going to be affected by something that's happening, whether weather related or whatever else. So super cool. Thanks, Kim. Thanks. I sound fine. I'm going to try to
you do. You
yeah.
Anyway,
and I'm talking about today. We're
talking about dark mode websites. But I do want to add about the Slack community that it was really nice to have the ability to say, like, we're in it with the good times of like you're building your membership site, you're supporting you in that way. But then we are human. You know, Kim has a cold today. There are bad things that happen in our lives. We get affected by Mother Nature, like these hurricanes. And we're still all together. We're still talking and chatting, supporting one another through it. So just a shout out to all of my virtual friends. I appreciate you. We love you, and we hope you're all okay.
Me too. It's fun. It's fun to see that growing.
Dark mode. What do you have for us, Kim?
Yeah. So Paid Memberships Pro 3. You can, Paid Memberships Pro 3.1 added a lot of opinionated design to all of our front end plugin pages. It was many years too late, probably, to do this. We had expectations that themes would support us in some ways with this. That didn't happen. So we really made the decision to go all in, heavy-handed design, all of our front end pages. We're updating our add-ons that have front end components to also leverage these styles. I'm going to show you where those design settings are. I'm going to show you how to adjust colors, and then we're going to play around with some dark mode themes, some plugins that allow people to like toggle dark mode. I was trying to get working earlier and I didn't succeed yet. And I guess just talk about accessibility and dark mode and when websites want to make this decision. And I hope I'm not using the term wrong. So I would call this like an inverted color scheme website, what you're looking at here. This is the 2024 theme with kind of a blue color style that is bundled. If I go to, this is a block theme. So if I go to the styles of this, I'm using this one. It's called Maelstrom.
And right now is actually a great time to talk about the accessibility of websites that have this inverted color scheme because WordPress Accessibility Day just ended. So if you don't know about that, check it out for next year. I think you can also get replays of this year's talks too. But yeah, WordPress Accessibility Day really leans into all of the different ways that you can make that happen. We're not affiliated with them. I don't think we sponsored them this year, but just a little shout out that just ended. So
there'll be some good videos to watch. So color accessibility is a problem with any theme, whether you're using an inverted scheme like this, or you're using a more traditional lighter background with dark text. So there's a lot of pieces to running websites in dark mode. And then the extra thing we'll play around with is a toggle, which is giving your users the choice to toggle their site between a light and dark mode. I played with this one. It didn't work great. So we'll try a few others after we get into some things. But let's just look at how Paid Memberships Pro by default lets you customize the front end of your membership site. So let me turn off the snippet that's not working. Okay, here we go. And I have another snippet I need to turn off. See, I was getting ready and trying to doggy proof my office. Okay, so this is default Paid Memberships Pro. If I had been running 2024, I installed and activated Paid Memberships Pro. This is what it will look like. So it's not incompatible with the dark mode theme from the get-go. It's just going to put these white boxes, and some people might love that. Oh, look, here's a heading issue, right? We're going to find these throughout, and we're going to try to fix them as we can. The problem with theming for plugins is that the themes themselves have a lot of opinions about the colors of things. So there's always this interplay. How much do we have to clear out? How targeted do we have to be in our plugin style sheet so that the themes styles don't override what we're trying to do to give you guys beautiful sites? So for Paid Memberships Pro, you all know, go into the memberships settings screen. There's lots to digest here. The area we're going to talk about is this design tab. So our default style is this shadowed rounded corners option. There's also a more high contrast crisp option, and minimal would say, let's let your theme just do it. So I want to see what minimal looks like with this 2024 theme, because when you're getting into this world of an inverted color scheme, you might just say, like, let's just see what our theme does for us by default. So very minimal. You're not really seeing the buttons aren't styled. This border is the default for a field set, which is a type of HTML element that tells the browser these are a grouping of fields that relate to one another. So we kind of eliminated that issue of the account information heading color by switching back to like a no styles option. I don't think I have a membership level, so I'm just going to go through checkout so I can see some more. Here I see on the confirmation page, I can view my membership account, and really I'm not seeing any major issues with how Paid Memberships Pro is overlaying a style if I just tell it to zero out, right? It's not gorgeous like it will be when we add some of these design layers, but it is one option if you're having incompatibility between an inverted color scheme theme on your site and then also what Paid Memberships Pro is trying to do with styles. So that's if you chose to just say, you know, Paid Memberships Pro, don't do anything. Don't try to style my stuff. I'm either going to do it myself or my theme's already doing a pretty good job. So let's go back to this default one, and then we'll revisit that issue we saw with the headings. These links are also a problem here. I wonder why this is a problem. It just must be this theme and the links and how heavy they're styling things.
Yeah, we can't see them at all. I mean,
yeah, you can't see
knowing the plugin, I know that there's links there, but you really can't see them
you
on
know
the
what?
screen.
I might be this. Let's get rid of this dark mode toggle. No, it's not that. Hold on. I just have to look, even though I'm going to look more later. Okay, this is the theme itself. This is like block editor saying, make all links white. So it's just a layer we have to go deeper on in Paid Memberships Pro to say, and make these also this way. So one option you can do here is right now in this color settings section, we have what's called the base color, which is the background of those boxes, the contrast color, which is text elements. It's also used to interpret a color for borders for things and shadows. It kind of does some magic converting color values and transposing them to be like a little bit of a lighter version of them. And then an accent color, which is really primarily buttons. So what we could do now is say, okay, let's switch. I'll just switch them from what they are. So by default, our contrast color was going to be a gray color. Now we're going to make our base color dark and our contrast light. That's saying make the background of our boxes dark, make the text of our boxes white. And then our accent color, I don't know that this theme really has, I'm ready to cough, hold on. A clear accent color. I wouldn't want to make it this blue. Let me actually just pop into the color palette and we'll see if there's no like brighter color. I guess we could do this dark blue. Okay, we'll try this dark blue. 244E. 8A. I was having trouble pasting into these values.
We're not actually seeing when you click. It's
Oh,
probably
the
just a
color
StreamYard
pop
setting,
up.
but we're not seeing the color pop up when you click that.
Okay.
So we're
If I was
seeing the
doing this-
boxes change, but we're not seeing what the like drop down or drop out box or whatever
Oh,
you
okay.
have
Can
pop
you see
out.
color picker?
You see that one.
The other one is an HTML color picker, so maybe that's why. But you see that the colors have changed. So let's go back to his checkout page, for example, and we'll see now how they changed and inverted. I mean, that's kind of strange. We probably wouldn't want to keep that way. And let's look at our membership account page. Now the links are visible because of that. The theme's styling to make links white makes it more visible. So this totally works. By swapping base and contrast, you get something that works a little bit better. You can obviously, I will want to keep playing with this. What was it? E8244E8A. I almost think that would be a fun base color. Or something kind of like it. Like almost, oh, that's not at all. 244E8. You're not seeing this. There, that's better. All right, I'm going to click a little darker. We'll even see what that looks like. So if I was doing this, I would probably choose another shade of blue, a little bit of a different one. So the boxes still show, and it's still like obvious that there's a grouping of information that's connected to each other. Same goes through to the order page. Here's like a link issue. This is probably one we target well with our, or is this the theme? So you're gonna find these. It's hard because themes, this is 2024, themes themselves have varying like degrees of strength of overpowering colored things. I'm going to change to another dark mode theme. If anyone is watching and they're using a specific theme that has a dark mode, an inverted color scheme option, like shout it out, let us know. This is another one called Powder, and they have the ability to change also to kind of an inverted style. We're seeing the same thing with this link. That's an issue there as well. But yeah, this is Powder. I didn't add the toggle to this one. Yeah, so let's play with those dark mode toggles unless anyone wants to pause and just talk about the default, where to set the design settings, where to set the colors for compatibility as like a first step. Even though there's going to be more you're going to want to do, that's kind of the first step. Anyone?
We don't have any questions or anything on that right now, so we can keep going if you'd like.
These are the 3 plugins I set up. One is this dark mode toggle, which I think adds like a toggle switch to your theme. I don't know how it adds it to the theme. We can explore how. This is the one I was showing initially. That's just a toggling block. And then this one says it just does it and it makes a dark mode version. So I don't know how any of these work. I want to try to look at this dark mode toggle one a little bit more. I'm going to go back to 2024 because I do
appreciate dark mode sites that have the toggle, because for people like me with migraine issues, that dark mode is a lot harder for me to understand what is being said on the page and being able to read it. So being able to toggle off the dark mode is a huge benefit for accessibility. My husband's phone is always in dark mode. Like, I can't read this.
You're like, I can't even read it. Oh, it's terrible. Let me go back to our account page here. All right. So we set up this first plugin we're looking at is the Rich Chambers dark mode toggle block. So it only will work for sites that are using like block editor, not like a separate editor. And then I think primarily it's best if you're using a block theme, because the ideal place I've seen these toggle buttons are at the top right of your screen. So you'll see here, if you look, this is my header section of my site, and I inserted this dark mode toggle block right there in the header of the theme so that it's really visible. Wait, what did I do? Oh, here it is. Okay. So I was playing with it and I was like, it's not doing anything. So I'm doing this and it does nothing. So I think a lot of that plugin is really just doing one small thing. Can you guys see my inspector here? So what this plugin does is it just adds a class to the HTML tag of wrapping your entire site. So then the work's going to all be on you to add styles and customize things based on the status of or presence of that selector or not. So I was playing around with this with my code snippets plugin, which I deactivated, but I'm going to activate again. The first custom thing I did in this site to start moving toward a way where I control all the colors, not Paid Memberships Pro, was remove our default output of colors. So Paid Memberships Pro by default is going to output in the head of your site a style tag. Let's see if I can find it. Called PM Pro Colors, and it just sets the root color variables. You don't have to know CSS. You can ignore this portion of the demo. But this is where Paid Memberships Pro pulls from your database what your color settings were and adds them to your site so they're always present and can be used by our style sheet or any other custom CSS you write. And then it also does those calculations to based on what your settings were, try to pick a good accent variation color, which is like the hover of a button, and then also a border variation, which is like a softer version of your contrast color. So it's not so stark. If you have black text, the borders of boxes won't be black. There'll be some shade of gray that's calculated. So what I was trying to do, first of all, let's just activate this. And then that's saying Paid Memberships Pro don't do anything with colors, which that does not look great, but that's what that is. And then I was saying, let's do my own custom color variables. And ChatGPT was helping me. I don't think that will work. Oh, that doesn't look like that'll work, but let's try it. I think it was saying my stuff was wrong. So let's save. I'll explain this once I know that it's kind of working. Okay, it is. Oh, good job, ChatGPT. Okay, so I'm going to explain what I'm doing here. And I'll probably write this up and make it a code recipe on our site. I can also just create a gist and we can post it to the video's description here. But this custom CSS is saying, okay, set these colors. And if I see that there's that theme dark selector for my site, invert them. So there's color values set here. It's not looking to your database, so it doesn't matter what you've set up in your design settings here. It's instead saying, okay, I want my base color, the background color of my boxes to be white. I want the contrast color, my text, and everything to be like a shade of black almost, 222, it's a hex value. And then my accent color, that's the default dark blue. And then I just set these variations. And then it says, oh, if I see theme dark, override with these. So that's cool. I got compatibility now with the Rich Tabor's excuse me, toggle mode. So you'll see it's not doing anything else on the site, but it is toggling just the colors that Paid Memberships Pro wants to use. Drink break. I also have cough drops if we get that hard. There are other toggle blocks that probably add. I've seen a selector instead of this theme dark one, which we see added here. Theme dark is the selector that this toggle adds. I've seen it is style light, is style dark was another one that I saw. So that's the Rich Tabor's toggle mode if you want to add something like that. Let's see another one.
Someone did say that they're using Kadence.
Do they have a toggle block?
And
or they're using Kadence theme?
Kadence has great support for switching to dark mode. So
oh, cool. Is it as a user opted in, or is it based on something I'm going to talk about later, which is the browser's preference, where you wouldn't even need these blocks, but you could support it? You tell me if it's
let us know on that, because I don't know.
Let us know. I don't even know how to tell it to be dark. Is it like a one-click thing? It's not, is it? All right, I'm not gonna pretend I know how to use Kadence because I don't.
You've done an open office hours on using Kadence.
I know, I did. I think I let it escape my brain. I think I was like, don't need to know this anymore. There are so many people that know Kadence really well. We need to get one of them on to do this for us. So let's look at another. I'll deactivate this toggle block, and I think it's going to say that block doesn't exist. Yeah, look, it did that still. So let's remove that from our header. Oh, no. There.
Kadence has added advanced header block, but there isn't a block for the toggle. The toggle switch is in the footer builder.
Oh, cool. Okay. they hide it in the footer. I don't know how to use this, but we're going to install it and see if we can figure it out. Maybe it just adds it to your site. Let's try it. Activate. There. Oh, spicy. What's that? Wow. Okay. This one's a lot more out of the box compatible, huh? But I don't know if we like this. And it's even targeting Paid Memberships Pro. We don't have those snippets active anymore in this site. Right now, all that's active is none of those code snippets are active. We have the dark mode toggle plugin on this by Scriptstown and our plugin. And it looks like it dropped in this little fire icon. I don't know why fire is the icon for this, but it's just working. It's kind of wild. I think you'll want more control because not everyone's going to be like, I would like my website to be the color of Dijon mustard. Appearance, dark mode. Here's the settings of this plugin. You can change if it shows or not. You can change its position. I wonder if you can change it.
Can you change the icon?
Fire emoji. Doesn't look like it, Sam, if I'm not seeing it.
Because I mean, a sun and a moon make a lot more sense than fire.
Fire. I don't see it. Maybe it's a pro feature. Yeah, because look there. It's a moon. I wonder if it's just incompatibility with my site. I don't know. So that one kind of just worked. It's probably a good opportunity to pull up our accessibility color tester. So especially for this, if we're not in control specifically of things. This is a Chrome extension I use to test color accessibility called Wave. It's a free extension for Chrome, and it lets you overlay issues that it sees, things you're doing well, features, and things that you can correct. So if you click to toggle the extension on, you'll get this overlay. It's a lot. You can turn off styles on your site just to see what your site would look like with no styles active. And then you can see specific errors. So there is a contrast issue. Well, it's not even an important part of the site. It's just like a footer thing that people would probably remove anyway. So this dark mode toggle did not decrease the accessibility of our colors. Actually, I wonder how accessible this page was in its regular form. Sorry. Same issue, just that one item. So that's pretty good. We use this Wave evaluation tool in our site success checks, which we do for premium members using Paid Memberships Pro, just to show them this is a good tool to have in your toolbox as something that can show you errors you might be introducing, accessibility errors you might be introducing in the way you've formatted your content or the color scheme you've chosen for your site. Things that are most likely in your control, because Paid Memberships Pro itself has done a lot of work to ensure that our front end is passing accessibility guidelines, but you never know. So that's a cool tool to use. And this dark mode toggle pro, I don't hate it, or regular, not premium. That worked pretty good. And we'll try one other one.
And we also have, you want to do this first and then we can jump into it. We have a person who gave us 2 hex codes of their primary website colors, and they want to see how they look in dark mode.
Okay. With that dark mode toggle plugin?
Or
is that working at all, guys? I don't think that's working at all.
Changed.
Changed very slightly. I think that the color blue isn't borderline enough. My guess is that these dark mode toggle plugins are looking at the base colors in your site and transposing them with math the way that we're doing in Paid Memberships Pro, but because it's not, it doesn't do like anything.
All it does is block. It's making like the blocks.
Default use system settings. Color settings. Automatic color. Color presets. Custom presets.
A lot of these are paid features.
Yeah, look how everything's locked. I wish it would let you set like a intensity. God, oh, I can't do that. Maybe this one's a bust. I probably have to figure it out more. Sorry for the cough. Yeah, it doesn't seem like there's a way to make it more intense. Yeah, I don't need to play with that plug. We found some options that work. Skip. I don't want to give you feedback.
Julie, let us know if you want those hex codes to be just in the design settings of PM Pro or with one of the toggles.
Are they in the StreamYard? Let me pull that up.
Yes.
Oh, cool. Oh, I see. Okay. I wish I could copy it without.
Yeah, you can't.
04. You have to read them off to me.
Okay. Are you ready?
Is EB6958 seems like a light color, but I don't know which one I want where. Let's put them here and then we'll try something.
Julie says these design settings.
Okay, cool. So the base color is the one that starts with 0, Sam.
Okay, so 0.
Oh yeah, let's do
0,
this.
4, B as in boy, 3, C, A.
Okay. Well, that's pretty. Okay.
That's a pretty color. And then the other one
I know you like teal, Sam.
EB6958. Teal and sherbet are the colors.
Oh, cute. Okay. We might want
giving me Miami Dolphin vibes.
Yeah. We might want this one to be the accent. Is that right?
Likely. Yeah, I would say. I would think that contrast color might even need to be like black or something. Something dark.
I'm going to move this one to the accent EB6958 and we'll make contrast. I don't know if this is going to pass accessibility.
I don't know if that's going to be accessible. Yeah, I think a darker color would be more accessible.
Yeah, I'm thinking this one's too close. It's too close. Too little contrast. So we would just want to go like a deeper teal, let's say.
Or change the contrast color. There you go.
Excuse me. This might be closer, but still, some are not passing. It also depends on the font size. So larger text could pass accessibility scans, but smaller text could not. So should we try it with the 2024 theme and the dark mode toggle button?
Let's do it.
Oh, I'd have to put the custom code back in. Yeah. This looks silly. Let's go back to powder because we liked it better on a black background. Yeah. There's a way to...
Maggie dog.
Do you hear my dog whining? Sorry. Hi. You're okay. I don't know what other aspects of your site have color and stuff like that, but
that button is no bueno.
That button is no bueno. That's hard. So we talked a little about accessibility. Oh, the dog's really right here. Hi. She's making a cameo. Another cool thing that I'm looking into, and it's just kind of like, I don't know how this will be handled overall, but this is a way that your site could inherit what the person browsing prefers, which is a setting that they can define in their web browser. Like you said, Mark's phone, he has it set to dark mode. So his browser experience, I don't know if he uses Chrome or Safari, is probably also saying like, if possible, if the site allows it, show me it in dark mode. And how cool is that, that your site could then show Mark the version that he wants to see, while Sam, who has yours set to preferring a light color scheme, would get that version. So I'm not there yet with Paid Memberships Pro and how we will inherit this and do this, but I was reading up on it a little bit. It's just like a different type of media query, which if you're a CSS person like me, we use media queries for things like viewport width, if people are browsing from a mobile screen to do special things so it looks different on a smaller screen than a larger screen. Maybe the font size gets a little bit smaller or it gets a little bit larger, the spacing a little bit tighter. We also use a media query to do print styles, which we just kind of touched a little bit to improve in PM Pro 3.2.1. When someone prints your web page, you can add special CSS to do things differently, hide elements that you don't think apply, like your menu. Do you really want them to print your website and show your full menu of your site? Maybe your theme's handling some of this. Maybe you're writing custom CSS to do it. You can also, with print CSS, you can say like, add after anything that's like a link, add the full text of the URL, which is interesting because if you print something and the link will just show up as underlined text, that's not so helpful in print. But if you're adding the full URL after, then it's there on the paper for them to take with them. But I don't know how many people are printing anything these days. But this is a new type of media query that would say, if the person's site prefers a dark scheme, do this. So we could give this a try with that custom recipe we wrote.
Before you do that, instead of the sherbet color that we have there.
Oh, shoot. Okay. I'm not editing anything. Go ahead.
Can you try 808285? Let's just give that a look real quick.
Yeah. Problem is it's still getting this link color is green, which I don't know why. Oh, because that's the base color. Yeah, I would definitely add some custom CSS for this site if this was the scheme, so that the buttons would have white text always. We can do that with our snippet here.
But I like those colors.
Yeah, I did too.
That's my favorite.
It's really hard when people reach out like in pre-sales or in our Slack community and they're like, hey, like I need a little bit of CSS. I'm like, ooh. I don't know if this will work, but it's a shot. Oh, I really screwed it up. Oh, because I have this all active. Let me get rid of this. Sorry.
Julie says they always use white for text.
Okay.
That might be a little bit off for accessibility on that original teal color that we had. This darker teal color that Kim is working with is a lot more accessible. So it's just something to keep in mind, Julie, when using white text.
Oh, it doesn't like my snippet. Okay. How about now? Cannot redeclare. Oh. Hold on. Okay. It's really mad at me. Save. Delete. Okay, never mind. Now it worked. Okay, there. So now that button isn't saying use the base color or the contrast color. It's saying just make it white always. So it isn't a lot of custom code that you need for these, but it is a little bit of custom code. But there's always going to be things you want to customize, and it's possible. AI can help. So what were we doing? We were playing around with the preferred color scheme to see if we couldn't get the site to do what the site wants to look up. So let's say white.
Yeah, and then when we are done with this one, Gavin from Sensible Senko gave us some hex codes.
Okay, cool.
To also play around with.
All right, let's put it back to what it was.
Fun. Does anybody else have any other colors we can look at?
Don't make me laugh.
Sorry.
All right, let's put this back. Okay. So now what I'm playing around with is saying, I'm trying to do that media query. So I'm trying to say, like, if this person said they want a dark site, do this. All right. So by default, I'm saying I don't want a dark site. Now, the way that this gets changed, I think, I was seeing this earlier, is under, not CSS. It's like rendering. Here. Put that away. Didn't work, did it? Prefers scheme dark. Or do I have to actually do it? Is this active? Yes. Maybe that won't work. I was thinking, would that work? Yeah, we do have at media. Oh, I probably just need root. Okay, sorry. Hold on. That's probably why my CSS is bad. There. So that's really awesome. I've never played with that CSS property before, but I can recap what's happening here. We have a snippet that says like, if the person browsing has their preference set to give me things that are in dark mode. If there's anything available for me, make it dark mode if you can. Swap my colors to do this instead. And this would only target the PM Pro stuff, but if you wanted to target other things in your theme, this same media query, you could embed more changes in there. And then I'm just using Chrome's developer tools to emulate and pretend, oh, but the dog's taking a nap, that I'm using a dark scheme. And then if we go back to my default, I have it set to light or don't do anything. You can play around with that here. So this says, okay, now it's pulling those custom root colors we swapped. And if I want a light one, it's going to pull just the default because we didn't target light in a different way, but you can. Just like prefers color scheme dark, you could also have prefers color scheme light settings as well. This is really cool stuff. It's fun to see how CSS is evolving and the new stuff that's coming. I'm going to turn that off for my site. So I don't know if we'll put that in Core PM Pro or not. I think it will have probably more trickle down negative impact than positive because on the whole, I don't think most WordPress themes are respecting that personal setting on the browser. So if I start adding code to PM Pro to say to do that, it's going to just really create a lot of variations that we don't really see our members like accounting for or testing for because it's pretty new and not super common. But definitely an accessibility concern, like you said, Sam, for people to do that, or people who, are just trying to protect the health of their eyes late at night, browsing the internet from a dark room in their bed maybe, and they have that night shift on that they're automatically changes to like a dark mode viewing experience at night. So curious stuff, curious that we have to think about all this. So we're creating really great experiences.
My computer keeps doing that. And it's frustrating me.
Doing night shift or night mode.
Yes. It's like automatic at a certain time when the sun goes down. I don't know. But I can't find the setting to turn it off to be automatic, and it's driving me bonkers.
Yeah.
So Dion,
we
are going to do the purple, yeah. But Dion, if you want to share that URL, we can definitely look at your site that you have created to be dark. That would be really cool for us to look at.
Puppy.
I thought Puppy was sleepy.
She is, and I talked to her. Now she stood up. My bad.
Oh, of course.
My bad.
You have to leave the baby alone. Let's look at the purple that we have. Okay, so the first code is going to be 603986.
Okay, I put that as base.
Our other code is going to be 00C2AD.
Cute. Ooh, okay. I wonder if I do
That's like my mom's favorite color and my favorite color combined right there.
Aw. We probably want that same snippet with the white buttons for this one. I almost did that by default. I almost said, you know what? Let's just always make it the button text white, but that's also bad. I don't know. It was really hard. I was pulling my hair out doing all this work. I think this probably won't pass color accessibility. This probably will. That's my guess. Yeah, just one. No, it's actually fine. Oh yeah, that's the button. I wonder if, this isn't that prepared by WordPress or whatever. Powered by WordPress, what did it say? So it wants a darker teal for this button, but otherwise it's okay.
Julie, thank you for the tip of asking ChatGPT about my settings because I didn't even think to ask ChatGPT about that, and I asked ChatGPT for everything.
Yeah. This site has color schemes. I wonder if we could even choose this powder theme colors. We could choose like a purpley one. Look. Oh, but it's going to change I did reset some things. Wait, that didn't work at all. Did it? Oh, it's still the base color. Oh, okay. It's not the exact purple. Ah, guys, it's really purple.
The purple monster. We used to have a purple monster.
We did used to have a purple website. Oh my goodness. I don't know if anyone uses the Internet Archive Wayback Machine, it's called. But we were using it to see the evolution of our pricing model at Paid Memberships Pro, and we got to witness our Purple Monster website. Jason likes purple websites. I think he would still be like, let's go back to purple.
I like our blue and our green.
I think this looks strange, so we're gonna get rid of that.
I found with shades of purple, they're really hard to make them play nicely together. Like I've just learned that like in quilting and everything, purple is one color that's really hard to make them play nicely.
Yeah. It's hard for web. Orange is really hard for web, and a lot of people use orange as their accent button color. We use it on our own site. Hard to get that to pass accessibility color as well. More often, an orange button should have black text, but that really makes it hidden looking. So you have to almost go to this brownish orange rust color. So it's tricky. I think like we're all building our websites and we look at them and we're looking back, we're like, that looks pretty. And like, we're probably looking at it more from the standpoint of like, would I print that and hang it on my wall? Like, oh, pretty. When in reality, we need to be like, can I use this? Like, do I want to stare at this endlessly? You know, is it really obvious if I look squinting at my website, is my CTA button still kind of visible? I can still kind of see it. There's lots of little tricks we can do to make it both visually appealing and as usable as possible, so we get those conversions and get paid. We're going to look at someone's real URL.
I don't have it yet, but that would Dion, if you want to share that, that would be great.
Yeah, up to you. We're not going to tear your site apart. Yeah. Actually, make sure that's for children, I guess, not mature.
Yes, safe for work.
If you share, and more safe for your family. Also, we know people are using Paid Memberships Pro for all kinds of websites, and some of them we haven't done streaming about any adult content or anything like that. Not saying yours is.
But another thing that Dion just pointed out is, because we were talking about how hard purple and orange is, but they said purple and orange don't really rhyme well with other words either. Is that a coincidence?
They're just the troublesome colors in the crayon box. That's funny. Sorry, you made me
Gavin
laugh.
Says Gavin says ChatGPT is known as Chippy in their company.
Oh, that's cute.
We should name our.
I heard someone call Chuck.
Chuck.
I didn't nickname ChatGPT yet. I don't know. Yeah. I'm thinking if there's anything else I wanted to touch on. I definitely want to touch on, if you have that toggle, some ways to play with Paid Memberships Pro to do that. It's going to be custom based on what tool you're using. We talked about testing for accessibility. There's more I see that we could do to be more of a hammer with our CSS. I call it being the hammer, because we just have to unset a lot of things to set them. You know, headings in your theme might have a border by default, or a background color, or padding and things like that. So unsetting a lot of that stuff, I think it's hard to appreciate unless you're doing that work, how much goes into it. But
Dion did say the site is family friendly. So Dion, if you want to drop the link either in the chat there, or if you're not comfortable with it staying on YouTube, the link on YouTube, you can send us an email real quick at info@paidmembershipspro.com. And I actually have the box open in front of me, so
I'd be still showing his site though.
Showing the site, yes, but at least like the link wouldn't be in the comments for people to consistently click.
Yeah, get that traffic.
Or it could be. It is still quite breezy outside.
Oh man, you said there was a pre-submitted question, but we weren't quite sure that we could tackle it. I think we needed more info, but you let me know.
Yeah, we really couldn't tackle it, but I can I can email them back and kind of get more information too. I don't think they are here.
Okay.
So Dion, if you would email us, since YouTube is possibly removing that link.
Oh yes, that's right.
Oh, yeah. info@paidmembershipspro.com, or you can visit our contact page. Either way, it will come to the box that I'm looking at on my other screen here, and I'll look out for that email. And then K9 Striker is asking, have you considered doing a monthly live stream similar to this where you critique client sites in real time? Would be helpful to see what others are doing and to get your feedback on our sites. That's not a bad idea. That'd be really interesting. We would have to find the membership sites that use PM Pro that would be willing to do that. I was Pay Memberships Pro. I think like last year we signed up to have our plugin kind of broken apart like that for accessibility. And when I found out that was something Jason and Kim set up, and when I found out that we were doing it, I was like, oh my gosh, this is going to be so terrible. Like I was worried about like just being blasted. And it actually turned out really well. It was a positive experience. There was definitely things that needed to be fixed, but overall it was really good. And like Kim said, we do for premium members do like site success checks. So that's something that we kind of run through a few different points on your site of like call to action buttons and how long your checkout process is. Accessibility is one of the checks.
Yeah.
So that would be really cool to do.
It's kind of a secret thing. It's not like we advertise that we do it. But if you're a paid member, you get an email. Is it 2 or 4 weeks after checkout?
I think it's 4.
I think it's 4 weeks. And I thought they'd be all like bespoke. But I'm seeing consistent same issues, I see a lot of sites that have text that's like the full width of my laptop, and just the scan, it's really hard to scan. I'm like, they want to have these
very dizzy.
Yeah. So something like that is something that I'm always emailing back. I'm like, just make it narrower, like 800 pixels or less. You do not want text that's that wide to read across. All kinds of things. Color contrast, we share about that. Yeah, maybe we can ask some people who submit their site if they want to have it done publicly.
Okay, Kim, I got the link and I put it in our private chat in the StreamYard for you to click on.
Oh, I like did you click on it first, Sam?
I did not. I have not seen it.
Okay. Oh, cool. Cool. Oh, no, it's fine. Okay, cool. All right, so let's look at our color here. A few contrast errors. Which ones? I know it's hard to see everything. You can turn off other alerts. You can see this whole side panel of the wave thing, right?
Yes.
So this button, they say, is not meeting color contrast, and it gives you more info. So this number 3.89 to 1, there's different ratios for different guidelines of accessibility. So I think you usually want to be in like the 2.2 to 1 area. And then the other ones are all just these star icons, which they're really just decorative. And, while you could improve that for accessibility, make it a brighter yellow would probably be the right choice to go there. It's kind of also just a decorative element, and it's okay if it's not present for somebody who can't see contrast as well for their website. But
also keep in mind how screen readers would read those icons like that.
I'm gonna like live roast this site, guys. No, I like it. I love this. This CTA button needs to be here. Everybody, top right. It's either going to be a login, which maybe you want to add that too, and some kind of CTA button. What I like to do is the CTAs kind of match. So this get 7 days free is the same as this. And even the language kind of helps to match it. Every time that we like to mix things up, but really one of them is converting best. So if you can put some kind of tracker, whether it's like Google Analytics UTM parameters, like who's clicking more? Are they clicking this one more or this one more? Is one of those terms resonating better with your membership, with the people that actually convert? So we looked at color. Let's look at the other errors on the site. An image missing alt text, but where? Sometimes it's hard with this thing to say. Here,
maybe the bottom. Yeah.
Okay. I have like a StreamYard thing. So it's also a decorative image only. It's not something that needs to necessarily have contrast. And they say that with accessibility, that it's okay. But they even say at that point, instead of having no alt text, you just set alt equals to an empty string. And then that's better for accessibility than having no present alt attribute on an image, So, but if you want to just say like, lotus flower, that's okay. And it is descriptive then. Empty table header. So it doesn't like that this header has no content. That's our form. So I don't know. I should think about adding something in there that's screen reader text for Paid Memberships Pro. You're using advanced levels table. So that's something on me to fix. We'll make a note. Sam, make a note.
Okay.
The table view.
Advanced tables list.
This empty th. What we should instead have here is screen reader text that says like choose a level or select a level. And it wouldn't show to people that don't have screen readers added, but it does support people using screen readers to know what that column of data is about in that screen. We looked at these contrast errors. Redundant alt text. I don't know. Skipped heading levels is an interesting one. Your site, they recommend only having one H. Is this what they wanted? Did they want me to just talk about their site the whole time?
I mean, it's not the whole time, but I mean,
okay.
I think this is good because this is they specifically built this in dark mode. And so while some of these accessibility things are not related to their colors, it is just good accessibility in general of keeping the heading hierarchy, making sure you have alt text, and the alt text can vary in how descriptive it becomes. For example, a lot of the documentation alt text that I'm writing, the navigation and everything is in the wording that the screen reader would read ahead of before they even see the image. So for me, it's literally like, okay, this is a screenshot of the edit member on the orders panel, and that's all my description needs to be. This description for this flower, it could be like a lotus flower with varying rainbow colors on the petals. Like you want it to be descriptive in that scenario, because that gives somebody who cannot see it a mental image of what it might even look like. So I think all of this is good. And
very cool.
Yes, Sensible Senko. Does the accessibility pieces also rank on SEO? I don't think there's anything that you could do to improve your accessibility that would harm your SEO. It's like the more you do to make it accessible, the better your SEO is. The more you do to your SEO, the more accessible it is. So it's all really important, and it benefits you just as much as it benefits anybody going to your site.
Yeah. Like these heading hierarchies, for example.
Yay,
fresh off
accessibility.
the accessibility day. Headings hierarchy is especially an SEO thing because it helps Google like catalog and index your site. So here we have an H1 in the middle of this page, and then we jump to an H3. So for me, I think this could either be, you could change it to an H2 level heading and just adjust the font size and stuff, or it could just be paragraph text. It doesn't actually have to be a heading. It's interesting because themes and page builders give us heading elements that come built in with like a different font or a boldness or a color. And it's easy for us when we're building our sites to just say, oh, that looks nice. But we want to think, is this actually a heading? Does this actually become like an anchored place people jump to? If so, we just want to follow the structure. 1, 2, 3. You only want one H1 on your page, H2s, then H3s, and don't jump in the middle. Yeah. But overall, this is great. I like this site. I think I need some of these cosmic meditations.
I like that the
chill me out.
The background of the page is not black. I like that it's a dark gray. It's close to black, but this actually does make it easier for my eyes to focus on versus white on black is actually not accessible. It's too much of a contrast. You're okay, Kim. You're okay.
6 more minutes.
You're doing fine. With all of my like migraine issues and vestibular issues, and my grandfather was blind for 20 years of my life. Accessibility is really important to me, so I will always be on the side of being as accessible as possible. I posted internally yesterday that was like, oh, we have some work to do on our site for accessibility. So I will make sure that we get to those. So wrapping up and giving Kim's voice a little break. Kim, can you go to our live page?
Hold on, I'm doing something.
Okay, you're doing something.
This is one thing I like to do. The checkout page, if you're using a full width template, like tighten it up and make it like a more narrow column, it's just a little bit easier to navigate than like a really wide screen. And that was just custom CSS I hacked in my browser, but you could see, before without that. It's coming back. It's just like really wide, and maybe we don't need it. Maybe we just need a little more focus. That's part of those success checks. I tell people, like, give people, unless it's going to be very long text that they're writing. This is one case we could go down to like an 800 pixel. All right, live page. I'm really losing my voice now. Let's go.
You're okay. You're okay. You're almost done.
That's today.
Okay. So our next event is going to be October 18th, which I think is next Friday, if I have my dates correct. We're going to do another Coding with Sam, 9 a.m. Eastern. If you are not familiar with that event, I come on and I pick a code recipe from our plethora of recipes. And I don't pick what recipe I am going to be demoing until 5 to 10 minutes prior to going live. So every day is a surprise. It is very real. Sometimes the code does not work and we're fixing it. But as a non-native coder, I'm demoing a code to show that anybody can do it. You don't need to know code to really understand it all. So that next event will be October 18th. We do them about twice a month. Sometimes they end up being 3 times a month based on the Fridays.
Yeah. Nope,
and then our next open office hours would have been the 24th, but Kim and I will be at St. Augustine.
Yes.
We'll be having fun. So it's actually going to be on the 31st. It'll be on Halloween.
Spooky day.
And spooky day and kind of a spooky topic too.
True.
Kim's going to be going over mostly with Stripe, maybe a little bit of PayPal, but fixing common issues with subscriptions and orders. When things do go wrong on your site, how can you fix it and get it back in the working order? So that will be fun and spooky. Maybe we'll even wear our Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween costumes.
There you go.
Who knows?
Who knows?
It might be fun.
It might be fun.
And then if you haven't and you want to, if you go to Paid Memberships Pro /Slack, you can join our Slack community. A free PM Pro membership is required to access to the join button. But you can sign up and join our Slack. Like Kim said earlier in this stream, there is no technical support on Slack, but it is a community of people who are building sites with Paid Memberships Pro. We do send you to our different documentation. And, it's just a nice place to get information from other people, learn what other people are doing, see what's going on. Like the K9, what was it? K9, where'd you go? K9 Striker. That would be a good place for you to ask for links to other people's membership sites to see what they're doing and what you could be doing. We love our doggy sites. So
cool. Thanks, y'all. Thanks for watching. Thanks for bearing with us this morning and the new time.
Yeah, and I hope it worked out for more people. I don't know. I did kind of see the attendance was a little bit low, but I don't know if it's because this is the first time we're doing the new time or, maybe this wasn't a hot topic.
Yeah.
But
it is to the people who need it. So I hope it gave some help to you all. We discovered some things we can do better, which is always our motto. Cool.
Thank you, everybody. And we'll see you with Coding on Sam next Friday.
Have a good weekend.